The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman. This is the Tiger Technicians Hour on Friday, October the 3rd. And we're really looking at something very interesting. The Dow had a high of 46,714 on the 23rd of September. Then it pulled back 1,000 points. And then every day it's just made a slightly higher high, mostly a slightly higher low, and it's worked its way, and it's gotten to the Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone, and it went right through it. And today it went, let me just do this here, because I promised myself that I would do that. And what happened was it managed to get to, how can I put this? It got to a point that I liked the action, but I'm looking to see whether or not the upside move is going to be followed by some kind of news that impacts the market in such a way that it is persistently negative, and it just puts a pall over the market, and it just cannot get out of its own way. Well, if that's the case, then what we would be looking at is all-time highs. Here it is. Look, the Dow up 260 at 46,778. And that's inside. Oh, this is Technical Friday, so I'm going to take a moment. This is what we've been anticipating. That this trend line right here, just joining the highs of all the different market moves in the Dow that went to a high, and waiting to see what happens after each one. Can it break this trend line? And then there's a technique I developed a long time ago where, now it's not so easy, huh? Well, let's see if I can do this. Where I'll open this up. It's much easier to see. Yeah, so this is the daily chart, and I'm just going to take this pink line, not the green line, the pink line. The pink line, move it down a little bit, and the green line is the one that, look, joins all the highs. But this high got taken out on the 23rd, and it closed lower, and then it went down. Now it's running back, and this pink line I call the Chapman Wave inside track right there, the inside track propellant zone. And what's really important about this is that within the context of the rising trend line making higher highs and mostly higher lows, every time it got there, it got repelled. So we'll see if that's going to work. Then I have another technique. This is the rectangle. This is, first of all, it starts off as a large rectangle. It's short-term duration, but it's a large rectangle that could form either a U-shaped pattern or a cup-shaped pattern, whereby it goes to the top and then just under, right on, or just above the previous high, it arches over and starts to turn down. What happens in a case like this, if it goes halfway into the rectangle, which make it about 46,326, which happens to coincide with the moving averages, if it goes under that, then you've got at least some kind of a short-term sell signal. If instead it continues to rise and propels, pushes away and goes into, in this case, 46,900 will be the next really important resistance level, and then actually tags 47,000, that'll be very positive. So we remain positive, we remain long, and at this particular point, there's nothing to do. We have to wait for signals to say, okay, well, you know what, either it's about to turn down. And what will happen is I'm going to be monitoring the news to see, well, first of all, the government funding hasn't really been an issue, has it, right? So we're waiting to see whether or not that's going to be, what it doesn't matter what it is. It has to be something that impacts the market in such a way that it is so negative that you really don't get a chance to have a breather. It just keeps coming down, like 500 points down the Dow, and the next day another 400 points. We just do not have that. So let me just go back to this, and I wanted to show you something very important. Within the context of new highs, what we've got is a new high in the Dow, nice strong candle, good candle. Day's young. Day's barely begun. We just not even an hour into the first to the session. All right, now let's go. The S&P, which already made a new high. Look, it already made a new high back in on the also I think it was the 23rd, 98. 99. Yeah, on the 23rd, pulled back sharply to the 40 under the 14-period moving average, and then ran back up. So this is either a G or a G/C. So I'm going to put that in. I just for the moment, I won't go into all the technicals of the technique, the Chapman wave methodology. Leg E in the weekly chart, and look at that massive. I really have to call that an A in the monthly chart. Now, because I'm calling it an A in the monthly chart, let me just also explain. In the Chapman wave methodology that I developed along in 1987, I'd already been using it for a long time, with paper charts. That is engineering paper, and then within that, I would take a pencil and ruler and draw in all the lines. It was just the closing price of the Dow. So I developed this technique that I call the 7-wave form, and then I found out in August, thank God, I found out that it could go higher before I got a sell signal, and that's where I actually had my first big client. Fidelity was a technical department of Fidelity. They were really my first client and I had a hotline. So I used to go there, but they used to have to call the hotline every day. And I said, finally, I think it was the 23rd of August or something, I said, I got a sell signal. We did go to a higher, not a D, but we went to an E. Anyway. So, and that's the way it's been developed. So this is a buy mode, and that buy mode is suggesting that because I'm coming up right now with what I wanted to discuss, just the chart itself. Yeah, there we go. So in the Chapman wave methodology, here we go. I'm going to give you this chart. Oh, what happened? Oh, I've got it. I thought I lost it. No, there it is. So try to identify the lowest low bar, count each successively higher peak, alphabetize them. On the way up, it's uppercase A, B, C, D. Then you can still go to an E, F, and G, but D is your objective to go get an upgrade from a buy signal to a buy mode. Once you get the buy mode, it says it should go to at least 4 higher peaks. All right, so what does that mean? It means that from that sell signal at 6147.43 in the S&P back in January, we plummeted down to the 4837? Yeah, 4837 level, 4835, down 20%, and then ran up and broke out. This has to be a brand new A. There's no way this could be a G. If that's the case, you cannot get 4 higher peaks. Remember, I called it the 7-wave form initially. You can't get a peak D until way into 2026. So this is very positive. I'll be back in a moment. I hear the music coming up, and we are looking at the Dow.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
We're back and we're looking at, now I'm going to go to the Dow. Look, the Dow is a brand new leg A. So let me just explain that because, let me just get this up here. There it is. Because of this technique, that leg A, usually you have to wait until you get past leg A, peak A, and go to leg B. And remember, this is called a floating letter, meaning that the until you make a peak, it's called a leg A, leg B. The moment you go 1 penny above A, it starts a leg B. So that just says if it's upgraded from a buy signal to a buy mode, it should go to at least 4. That's your objective in the Chapman wave, to get to 4 higher peaks. And then other techniques can help you to decipher whether it's going to go even further. But that's your first objective. Well, this is only a leg A. So even if we pull back, say 10% or 12%, it still implies that in 2026, you should be going to higher highs. All right, so I like that. You got that in the Dow. You've got an all-time high. You've got all-time high in the S&P right now. You've got the QQQ all-time high. It did that, but it's pulled back a little bit. It's down 53 cents at 605.11 after hitting 607.33. And that arch formation got taken out, and that's really important. So my thinking here is that based on the patterns that I'm looking at, depending on how high we close today, and my suspicion is that from the stocks that I'm looking at that are very important, that are starting to pull back from intraday highs, I'm thinking that we're going to watch this very closely. All right. So leg C in the weekly chart, only a leg A in the monthly chart. Very, very powerful. We're changing all those F/A's that we've got. This is definitely, as far as I'm concerned, based on my Chapman methodology, unless there's some major, absolutely catastrophic something or other that takes us all the way back to the starting point in April, I don't think we're going back there. I think this is an A, and then we're going to go to BC. It doesn't tell you how high we might go. We might go from the high today of 607.33, pull back for maybe an entire month, and then go to, this I don't think will ever happen, to 609 and then pull back for an entire month, and then go to 610. You're already at leg C. I don't think that's the case. All right. So within that context, Invesco QQQ Trust Series, we just finished with that. Let's go to the IWM, all-time high. Isn't that impressive? All-time high at up to 98 at 247.96. Very good action. And the weekly chart leg E and the monthly chart. Now, yes, this is what I want to actually spend time on today. I didn't know it would actually give me the opportunity. This, I now can't call this, you see, there's a down arrow, 244.98 in the iShares Russell, plummets down to the 170s, and it comes all the way back in this V-shaped pattern. Slightly, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to the downside, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 6 months to the upside. So, in fact, this would be really unusual. You go from this high right here in November to the midpoint right there. Look, here's the midpoint. Right there, that's in April 171.73, and then I go click, and I make this green. Right, oops, green. Let's put that on that side. Look, I make this green. A little difficult to grab. There it is. I make this pink. It's so unusual. Actually, it was one of the few times that I've seen a monthly chart have such a precise and unbelievably accurate. Look at this, right there. That's the plumb line. Oh, what an example this is. Oh, wouldn't have guessed it, right? Straight down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, sorry. Straight up, 1, 2, 3, 4, and last month, September, it made a new all-time high, and this month has now continued that. So for the entire month of October, even if we have to plunge all the way down to, say, 210, this is still a leg A, and until there's a lower high in November, can I call it a peak A? Because it goes bar by bar. Okay, wonderful action. So now let's go on to the SMHs. Semiconductors. So semiconductors, all-time high as we speak. Not a very big one. Let's just get rid of that. That's not good anymore. 340.78 is today high with a tiny little doji candle. And is that a G or is that a brand new CDA? Oh, I took it out. No, ABC. Yes, that's very interesting. So this is leg D in the monthly chart of the semiconductor index, SMH, and it's a brand new. Look at that A. If that's an A from the 283.97 high of June of last year down to the 170 level, 170 was also the IWM low, right? Anyway, and now we're up at 338. Oh my, 0.64, and that's really positive. Oh, that's very exciting. All right, so I just wanted to get those out the way. Now, I had a question, and I think I'll do it right now, kind of a public thing, because I'm going to do it as well in my overview video that I do this afternoon, every Friday afternoon. I try to get this done about an hour, hour and a quarter, hour and a half sometimes. It's like, if you're really thinking of signing up for the opening call newsletter, my newsletter, and we've had some really fantastic, we've got, even as we speak, we've got a number of positions that are at all-time highs. I would recommend it because I haven't had time to put together another. I did one early August. I don't have time again to do a webinar. These are like webinars. People tell me how instructive it is. So let me just show you something. So I'm going to do this live. So we followed this as viewers of, this is 3D systems, 3D printing. We did have a really nice position a long time ago, and then we also used SSYS, I believe that's something systems, and it was really good. So I've been waiting to get into it. I've spoken about it. It was on my list. I have a little list on my newsletter. At the very bottom, I have a watch list, and I have a watch list of any stock, and then I have a watch list with stocks that are under $10. I call them screamers because when you get them, they usually go very high quickly. But in this case, I knew this was going to be a leg D. And I said, let's buy 3D systems. And this was about I'll give you the exact day. That was on the 29th of September. And I said, let's buy it under $3.11. The pre-market was already up at, let's see, the high of I didn't put that in, 339. The pre-market was already way above the 310 level that I said to enter. But I didn't want to buy that gap to the upside because it looked to me like this is a leg D. D's are often look at that D, how sharply you pull back from that D back in August. So D's where other things can happen. Your objective is get to the D, and your objective is to watch out because that's where other things can happen. So I said to buy it under $3.11, and we bought it, and it pulled back very sharply at D. So we got that pullback, but I knew that I needed to watch closely this 9-period exponential moving average as support. So we got in, and I said, watch out, I want to see it get over 310, and today they're 329, and that's good. I'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day, Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So just to continue, so this is 3D Systems, and we went to a peak D. Back in August, sharp pullback, we went to a peak D at 339. Back around about on the 29th, the day we got in, we knew that there could be a pullback. And the question is, so I'm not sure how to get in. So first of all, you've got to kind of agree. Either you're just blindly following me, or you're looking at it and you say, oh, wait a minute, 3D Systems, is this a good company? Well, it was a fantastic company. Let's just see where it was once upon a time. Let's see. Yeah, well, once upon a time, it hit 97.78 back in January of 2014, plummeted down to, what did it go down to? I had a little bit of a problem. It went down to $6, around number $6 back in January of 2016, just 2 years later. And it kind of struggled, went sideways for a couple of years. And then in 2020, it's sort of a big spike, and the spike went to 58, was it 57? 56.50 back in the February of 2021. And then what does it do? It comes tumbling down again to $1.32. So it's got a lousy history, but a great history when it gets going. It really should be in the sweet spot, but somehow it isn't. But right now, it's just starting to look at this beautiful cup formation. Look at the symmetry that we had from this high that was made at 282 back in, I think it was March of this year, down to 132. And look at that. I drew this in. It's a symmetry here, the symmetry of, look at this right there, the symmetry of time from the left side. I drew this in and I said, there's a chance that if it can break the Chapman wave inside wedge target dashed green target resistance line and I drew this in right here, by the week of the 26th of September, it should break 282. Well, on the week of the 26th of September, not only did it do that, it went to $3.14 in a beautiful time lapse and a beautiful the cup formation breaking out. My next target was this ugly candle of March of this year, which had a high of 350. And that is still active because all we've done is we've hit 339. Is that right? Yep. 339. So I'm watching this closely. So we got in on the pullback. If you like this company, at least you agree that the technical side of it was actually more impressive than the actual functioning side. That is the PE, the earnings, everything to do with the fundamentals, then it should start to improve. And I think that's what we're seeing here. So nice candle today. Look, I needed to see that it broke. Now I can start saying, okay, now we can raise the base. We could even think of adding if we want, whatever it is. It needed to do that, but the day hasn't closed. And until the day closes, I can't talk about this candle as if it's finished. The candle's still got until 4 o'clock to go. And what I would love to see by the end of the day is that 3D Systems at $3.15, up 16 cents. Remember, we got in at 310. And the pullback was a little bit more percentage-wise than normally I would. I don't like more than 2-3%. Occasionally it will be 4%, but I don't like that. But it did pull back, and I did give it room because this, you can see it needs room. But the cup formation was really impressive, and here it is at 316. So I'm watching it closely. So you get in with the instructions. Now, some people don't take those instructions. They like whatever it is they like. For instance, when we got into Irene Limited. This is now, I got asked in the den, I'll go to it in a moment, about energy, fuel cell, that's different energy. So this is next generation data centers, renewable energy, GPUs. It's just got everything that I loved. And it's one of the few companies that makes money in this whole data center area. So I liked it very much. We got in at 22.80 and that was back in, I believe it was the beginning of September. I should know. Why don't you know it? I should know it. We got in at 22.80 and the 26th of August. And look at this. It's trading right now. It almost made an all-time high today. It did yesterday. 49.30 was the high that was made at, that was on the 25th of September, a month later, at 49.39, pulls back quite sharply, and yesterday's high was 49.38, and today's high is 48.88. So I'm watching this closely because it's right at a point that says to me, starting to show some resistance. That the large rectangle. Remember, for subscribers, you can go to my, if you're a subscriber, you can go to my webinars. They archived, and I have a whole thing on the narrow rectangle and the large rectangle. And this one went straight up to the previous high. That means it's got an obligation, if it's not going to make an arch formation, to come down and test the midpoint of the rectangle at 44.60, take it out and come all the way back to this low that was made on the 26th of 39.70. It needs to get quite a bit above the 49 area. It has to go maybe 52 to 50, even 3. That'll be very impressive. All right, it needs to make a V-shaped snap through. All right, so let's go back to DDD. So the entry point is what I say now. Some people say they like it, and some people on IRN, they went in a little higher because they liked what I was discussing, and the earnings came out were very good. And so, but then what you have to do is you have to still use my parameters because you got your parameters, but I'm the one that puts it in. Okay, that's the only thing. The obligation is wherever you get in, I'm sticking with my parameters. And that should help you. All right, I hope that helps you. And then I will give you updates. If, for instance, I say to buy something today at a certain price and it doesn't hit that price and we don't get in, after 4 o'clock, you don't get in. But if you are in, the stops that I use are all the way through the evening. The stops become good until canceled. And the next day it could change. So that's the only obligation, that you just keep in touch and you just make those changes. All right, I wanted to get that out the way. Yes, there was another one as well that I mentioned, Real. This is Real Company. We're in at 8:30 back on the 8th of September, and it's trading at 11.53. Very nice percentage gain. But the reason I wanted it was that same, look at that analysis, was the cup formation. I did it once, I did it twice, I did it 3 times, and each time it hit it. It doesn't always work that way with the Chapman Wave Inside. Look, there's the latest one was the Chapman Wave Inside track dashed resistance target line, and now it's gone right through it. It's a week late to get to 11.38, and it just snapped through it today. Today it went to 11.57. So that's what I like to do. I do technical analysis. And then also, the reason why I wanted it is this is in the area of the Real Inc. online resale of authentic luxury goods, buying and selling pre-owned designer items. Man, if this is the period right now that we're in. It's like the I don't know, this is it's like the roaring 20s or 30s, 20s, not 30s. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. 30s had the great jazz age as well. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's up.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. an amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So I don't know if this is going to be a 2-click session. That is, you click once at a particular low of the session and just see if it can hold it all the way through until late afternoon. And whatever positions you take off, you still keep a core position for that very last hour. I don't know if it's going to be that, but this is a leg B in the 10-minute chart of the E-mini, leg D already in the 5-minute. And we're looking at this is a very strong move. I mean, buyers are just coming in. The deniers of the bull market are just starting to come in. That's why I think this coming week is going to be a very big test to see what happens. So I had a question. Let me go to the first question. I'll go to the second question first. Nope, the first. BE, that's Bloom Energy Corporation, solid oxide fuel cell systems, natural gas, biogas, and hydrogen. What was the question? The question was, right there. Basil, considering all the energy needs, considering how BE, a fuel cell company, has exploded higher this year, and considering FCEL, fuel cell, is trying to get into the data center supply business, slashed expenses, beat recent earnings, and sits in the current sweet spot as it breaks the recent daily peak and continues the current weekly peak, how high can it go? I think you're talking about a BE, that fuel cell was just an example. Yeah. So BE, this particular pattern here, you see, so this is very interesting. So it goes to a peak D. Remember, that was the objective. Well, actually, let me just do this slowly. BE trading at 91.72 of $3.69, up 4 cents, 4% today. That's an amazing move. Look at the way it's walked the 9-period moving average since it went, can't believe it, since it went positive in May the 13th. Let's go to the high of the day, 19.48. Even with the wiggles underneath the 9-period moving average, that green, I'm going to show you this chart right here. Should I show you that one? I'll show you this one. I'll show you this one. So let's go to this one here. Where did it go? Did I move it? Right there. So this is BE. Look, from the moment it went green, it's held the green line. That means the 9-period moving average is above the 14-period moving average. Very positive. Even on the massive pullback, use this even in your futures trading or any trading. You see a pullback like this and it refuses to go pink. It means there's a rebound, spring-loaded activity that can take it probably to the previous high, but it could even go above. Oh, probably. Look at this. This is fantastic. So let's get out of that. And let me just say that I agree with you 100%. It was on my list. The reason why I chose IREN is it was an IPO, and I was hoping that it would move higher and higher and higher without anybody mentioning it. Once in a while, someone mentioned it, and then it's just a completely forgotten thing. And then suddenly it becomes the darling. But it sort of became the darling just for a brief moment about a week or so ago. I'm just hoping that that one just disappears. Even BE, Bloom Energy, I do hear about it a little bit more than Iran. I like to call it Irene only because I don't want it to sound like Iran. Irene. And so that's the only reason. I love this. You've got a beautiful, look at this V shape. I said that a double top fails to become a double top the longer it holds above the left side high, because that then becomes support. And the higher it goes away from that, it means it's just goodbye. It's not important anymore, the left side peak D. Is this a brand new A? I don't have to call it A just yet. I'll just call it, because the 9-period moving average held, I'll just say it's a continuation pattern. And the MACD went back positive. The stochastic back at 88%. On balance volume, blue line is good. Relative strength is not as good as it was back on the 22nd of September when it made that high. I love this chart. Now, is it getting overbought? Well, on a visual basis, remember, the chart, it doesn't know that it's overbought. It doesn't know that it's underbought. It doesn't know anything. It's just a price. Okay? So we're looking at it and we say, whoa, look at this parabolic move. Yeah. And when the next major pullback comes, this will take a dive. But right now, it's in the sweet spot. It looks fabulous. It's a leg, I'm calling it a leg E, even though it has all the signs that maybe it could even just be an A, and without taking out the starting point right here, there's a brand new buy signal, 61.37 on the 25th of September. However, this is a leg. It hasn't had a rest from this peak C made in the weekly chart in the week of 11th of July. It's still only a leg D. Remember, it's a floating letter until it makes a peak. So because if on Monday, whatever the high is today, if by 1 penny it takes out that high on, no, it has to take out this high. It has to take out yesterday's high of 92.16. If it goes to 92.17 or higher, no. If it goes to 92.16, that continues leg D. If it goes to 92.17, it continues leg D. If it cannot all week go above 92.16, that makes it a peak. But right now, this is, especially after the red candle, nice sandwich, whoosh, a new all-time high. So I like it. Did I say all-time high? Yeah, this is also an IPO fairly recently. No, this goes back all the way to 2018. Peak A, peak B, peak C. Oh, look at that. It did once make a peak C. So that, I put an up arrow. That should be a continuation pattern, ABC, overlapping leg D. Oh, wow. Yeah, I like it very much. Okay, so where's support for BE, Bloom Energy? I would say very near term, I'd put the support, actually very near term, I put the support right there at the 9-period moving average of 82.46. The next level of support is 78.79 at the black 14-period moving average. But over the whole of October, if it takes out this trough right here that was made just 4 days ago, of 70.89, it's telling you there's an issue. And then I just say, be really careful. All right? So now with that said, okay, next question came in. Could I look at clean energy, CLSK? Was it CLSK? Yes. Clean Spark Inc. I said energy, but it's Clean Spark Inc. Bitcoin mining. Very nice leg D in the daily chart, leg D in the weekly chart. Oh, a lot of D. See, this is what I'm getting a little nervous about. A lot of my stocks are looking at, they're getting to leg Ds, etc. I'm just saying, I think we can get a little toppy here. Clean Spark made an all-time high just under 25 back in 2024, and then it pulled back. It went to the sixes. Is that right? No. Anyway, the last move was this move right here back in April. The April low was 645. Then it ran all the way to 13 or 12, and then it pulled back to 9.96. Now it's starting to come back again. All right. So as I'm looking at this, Clean Spark looks fabulous. That previous peak of peak C was a 15-point 15.19. I think that could be tested. But if it takes that out, consider that this whole area will be a digestive area between 15 and 13.30. But at this point, it's doing really well. The MACD is good. Stochastic's fabulous at 90%. On-balance volume's not overbought. It's good. And the retro strength is very good on the daily charts. Weekly charts, the technicals are a little bit different, but it's still very good. Yeah, I like it very much. I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Dow's at 444 points at an all-time high.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey. Because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Let me just do this real quick. It's the last segment, and I had a bunch of questions. So LAC is Lithium America Core, one of my faves that I've had for a long time. I used to have it on my list, in my Screamer list, and for some reason, I don't know why I took it off, but it should have been there. It's at 903 right now, up 217, up 31%. This is a real story stock, and if you're in it, this is one, it's like a sleeper stock. Just, you hold it, you shouldn't even think about it. It's going to come in and out of favor all the time. It's trading now beautifully. I just say the support's between 644 and 573. I love it. I think it's going to go to the wick, the long wick, halfway through the wick of its IPO back in 2023 in November. At any point, I'm going to give it a whole day. If we can trade above $10.50, it'll go straight to the 12, straight meaning very quickly, to the 1238 level, but it's doing very well right now. I like it very much. Oh, what was the other question right there? A fuel cell I did, and the question came in. LIC, I did. Oh, where was it? ASA. Okay, ASA, one of my favorite. We don't own it, but it's one of the, as a marker I use in the gold area. It's pulling back a little bit. I'm saying watch this very closely. It's trading at 45.33. Fantastic action. Also D in the weekly, D in the monthly. I just want to tell you that the low that was made yesterday, if it takes out 43.50 at any point in the next week, then I think it's going to have a digestive phase. But this is fantastic action. It looks great. I'll do a little more on Monday, but it's looking good. There was one other question before we go to the... you're going to go to Steve Rhodes. Should be a great show, as always, with Steve. I'm just looking at... I think I missed a question. I'm sorry if I missed a question. Have a wonderful weekend. Check out my Opening Call Daily newsletter. And all I can say is I'll see you on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend.